Coming up, learn how a little lie from your kids could be the sign of a big problem.
You know, there comes a time in almost every kid's life where the truth can become, well, how should we say this, somewhat of a gray area. Fibs, white lies, just basically a good old-fashioned pair of burning pants are just pretty common with kids. My next guest, though, says that it's not so much that the lies that they're telling are bad, but the reason your kids are lying. It could be a sign of even bigger trouble. So would you please welcome the author of The Complete Idiot's Guide to Reading Body Language, Susan Constantine. Susan, it is so good to have you here.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's a pleasure. Are you kidding? Now, you've done a lot of cases. What are some of the big cases that you've been involved in with lying and things like that?
Well, what I do is for CNN, HLN, In Session Court TV, all the top nationwide programs, I am the one that's analyzing body language with Casey Anthony, Jodi Arias, Lance Armstrong, and even the President of the United States. How about that? Woohoo!
So do I even want to talk to you?
I know, don't touch that now.
So now this is fascinating, though, because this is about kids. What are some of the core reasons why kids are lying?
Well, kids lie, first of all, to protect themselves from harm, or they'll protect somebody else from harm. The other thing is, too, is they want attention. They're attention seekers. They want admiration, that they're hiding stuff, you know, and that's the kind of stuff that we want to reveal. What is the reason why they're lying to us?
More so than even the lie itself. Is that's what you're saying?
Exactly. You know, 30% of kids under the age of 8 years old lie. And you know what? It increases when they're in their teen years up to 80%, Marie.
Isn't that crazy?
Amazing.
Okay, so how do you tell when your child's lying? I mean, I can tell when certain kids are lying, but sometimes they're really good.
They're really good, and they get better even when they're older.
Right.
But, you know, there's things that they'll do is what we're looking for is a change in their base behavior. So now you know your kids, you know how they normally respond, right?
Right,
So we're going to look for those little deviations, those things that are changes, things that just don't quite fit. The other thing is they'll angle their body language away from you, kind of giving you the cold shoulder, and generally towards the exit side because it's getting really hot and they want to escape really quick. Okay? The other thing is the little smiles and the giggles, like, I didn't do that, Mommy. Or they're covered their mouths, okay? And they tend to embellish. Here's the other thing. So give you more information, you really don't need to hear it. And here's the other thing, too, is they don't tell you enough. They're very vague.
Well, that's the big one, I think, as they get to be teenagers. Now, you tested some kids, and it was what, honesty and whether they were lying and things like that. But can we see that? Because I think that's very revealing.
Yes, you know, we've got a tape here. We've got 3 different tapes I'd love to show you.
Okay.
And, you know, we have this really great guy, Nick Flamad, who is a wonderful upcoming film producer, and he's Steven Spielberg's, he's a mentor for him, but he's actually the one who did all these videos. But the first one we want to talk about is the one on pottery. And basically what this is in this scene is, you know, they're supposed to be painting a picture, it breaks, and then the question is, are they going to tell on you? So let's go to that clip.
Okay,
right now.
very cool.
I want to introduce you guys to Mackenzie.
Hi.
Say hi to Mackenzie.
Hi.
Okay, she's going to be my assistant. She's going to be helping me out, okay? This has a lot of great meaning to me. I don't want you guys to touch it or anything like that. I want you to just draw a picture of it. I'm going to leave it right here. I'll be right back. I have to go get something. I'm going to leave Mackenzie here to help you guys out if you have any questions, okay? All right. Thank you, Mackenzie.
You're welcome. This looks like a water bottle. That's okay. Just continue. Oh no, you guys can't tell anyone. I really need this job. I need this money to pay for college. My dad's gonna kill me. You guys can't say anything.
What happened? What happened?
Nothing. It's just like.
Wow.
It wasn't me. It was her. Mackenzie.
No. Who did it?
Mackenzie. On accident.
Oh my gosh. Well, guess what? My name is Susan, and I'm here to kind of figure out what happened here. I would like to know why, you know, one of you said that Mackenzie did it, and other of you said that she did it.
Because you don't want people to get in trouble. It's like they don't want you to get in trouble.
No.
Yeah.
It's because she doesn't
was saving money for college and you didn't want her to get in trouble?
Yeah, we didn't want that.
Oh. She said don't tell anybody, so you didn't want to get her in trouble?
No.
Why? You didn't want to get her in trouble? How come?
Because she's BFF.
She what?
She's my BFF.
She's your best friend forever?
She's your BFF. So what happened there?
Well, first I'd like to tell you, my daughter's the one that broke the cupcake, okay? And what happens here is we have this divided loyalties. Should I tell on my friend, my best friend forever, or should I really do the right thing and tell the person who's in charge? And they had this divided loyalty. Who should I really tell on? And the other thing is they're protecting themselves from harm. They don't want to get the other person in trouble for what they did.
Because then that person will get mad at them.
Exactly. And you know what? She's afraid of losing her friend, her little best friend.
Interesting.
You know what? So they were protecting the other person from harm.
So why would they protect somebody when they don't really even know her?
Well, did you notice that Mackenzie smiled a lot at the very beginning? So since she was an actress, what we did was we wanted to build this rapport with people. So if you really like me, the fact that you really like me, you're less apt to tell on me. That's what we find. But if you're a mean teacher, we found that the research found that I'm going to definitely tell on you just because you were mean. So here, the good thing is...
And that could apply with friends that do bad things or whatever. Okay, so when we come back, we're going to watch a few more fascinating clips. So don't go away, okay? And we'll find out why your kids are lying and how we can help them. All right.
Coming up, learn the truth behind your kids' little white lies.
Conversation. We are back with Susan Constantine. We're talking about why your kids lie and how to detect it and how to help them not lie. So we were just talking about peer pressure.
Yes.
What is that all about? Because even some of my kids will cover up things their friends have done because they don't want to lose their friendship. And I'm like, what is that about?
Yes, and what's happening here is they're willing to take the risk for the reward. That's the most important thing to understand. And they would rather, risk everything just to be able to win. But we've got a really great tape. It's called the cake tape.
Okay.
And I'd like you to see this one. This is really great.
I'm liking these tapes.
So we've got 4 kids here. One is an actor. And what we're looking at is don't touch the cake, but we're going to find out who's the one that gives in.
Okay.
The reason why I brought this cake in here today is because well, that too, but let me tell you why. Your teachers told me that all 4 of you are at the top of your class. So all of you are going to be rewarded today by having a cake day. Is that exciting? Yay! Okay. I need to go get some silverware and some paper.
Knife.
Yeah, I need to get a knife too. I'll be right back, okay? Be right back. Don't touch the cake though. All right, promise me? Don't touch the cake until I come back.
Mom, let's take a taste. Come on. You can't. It's delicious. Come on, let's have some. Ooh. Yeah. Stop. Stop. You're eating it. Stop eating the cake. You're ruining it.
Okay,
She's
here I
eating
go.
the cake.
What?
She's eating the cake.
What do you mean she's eating the cake? I thought...
She's eating the cake.
What in the world?
She was eating
Wait,
it.
who's the one that's touching the cake?
This one.
You? No.
He was touching it. No, you were touching it too. Look at the
You were
frosting.
touching... I see icing on your lip.
I know. I just didn't want it, and she does it a lot.
But wait a minute. I said, when I left the room, what did I say?
Don't touch the cake. We didn't touch it. Yes.
Girls, was he touching the cake?
Just once.
So just because you touched it once, didn't I say don't touch the cake? So you didn't follow the rules.
He just eat this pot, and all of this she eat it. I saw her touching it, but she was lying. That's what she's saying.
So did you just touch the cake because she did? That's the only reason why you did? You did.
I saw her picking it.
And so, but that gave you, that was okay then for you to touch it then? Just because she ate some of it? That made it okay?
So we would definitely call that peer pressure.
Definitely peer pressure. But didn't you just love the fact that he just kind of came in, took a little bite, and then he kind of sits back and just kind of...
She did it!
You know, she's the one that did it. Casting blame on others and also minimizing what you've done and protecting themselves from harm. Why?
Don't you think that's a big problem in our society right now? It's like we love to point out everybody else's faults, but even because we only did it once.
Yes. Just one
Don't
little
you
bit.
think? Yeah.
Just one little bit. So
Yeah.
the fact that I just took one little bit, it doesn't really involve me. I didn't really do anything
Yeah.
because it was just a tiny little bit. But one little lie can turn into great
Yeah,
big
I was going to
whoppers.
say, how does it turn into a bigger problem? That kind of
Because
thing?
again, what happens is it becomes, you know, repetitive. So the more that they get away with stuff, the more narcissism also that builds in these children.
amen.
And then the more narcissism that builds in, guess what happens? Let's look at the dog tape, and we're going to find out why.
Okay, let's
They
do
start
it.
to lie more. So in this dog tape, I'd like to go to that clip.
Whoa.
Let's check this out.
Come on, hey! Come on, Bob. Hurry up. Come on, hey!
Here's this mean guy
Hey! Come on!
walking the dog. And let's look at these kids and what they're doing. You know, they're thinking, who the heck? This guy is really being mean. What is he doing? And he's going to walk at the end of this ramp here, and I'll watch and see what's going to happen in just a few minutes. Here comes a girl, looks like the same dog. The boys turn around and they're wondering, is that the same one? Is that the dog I just saw? Okay. Well, the point of all of this is, and we're going to go to, here he comes running.
No. You see it? Sure? Yeah. You don't want
So he was intentionally being mean to the dog, but you didn't know that. But what's interesting is that you didn't say a word. I mean, until when he asked, like, where did, you know, who did you see my dog? And what you said was, I didn't see anything.
It looked like he was abusing him, and me personally, I love like animals. I grew up with a pet, and like I hate animals. I just hate them a lot.
So is that a white lie that's okay?
That's a white lie that is okay, but it's still in the gray areas, Marie, because here's the thing, that, you know, even children will protect other people from harm, even if it's a dog, okay? And they really made that decision was, I'm going to protect this dog because I don't think the owner is really, really being nice to the dog. And they're also motivated by compassion or empathy. But this is one of the cases where I think it's okay to lie because it's not intentional to hurt anyone, but they were using it to protect someone
What about
else.
in like abuse and things like that? Because usually the people that are abusing these children are people they know. Are they protecting? How do you tell your children that you have to talk about these things?
You know,
and when can it be dangerous? Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, it certainly can be dangerous, and the problem being is that the kids have been conditioned to keep it quiet for so long, and when they're keeping it quiet, that's what's getting them into risky behaviors. And of course, we need to encourage it, but what happens if it's actually a family member? That's where it really becomes a problem. So with that being said, we have to read the telltale signs, you know, things that are different. The teachers need to be aware that there's these behaviors that aren't right, they don't seem right, and they're acting out.
And how do you get your child to tell the truth? Because sometimes parents will come at them really hard and then they don't want to talk to the parent. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly correct. And see, we have to make sure that the punishment, you know, fits the crime, okay?
Right.
Number one, did they take a little piece or did they just slice it up and dice the cake up, you know? So it needs to really fit the crime. Thing is, what we need to do is encourage truthfulness. And, you know, if we're so hard on them, we become intensely hard on them, you're going to set them up for telling a lie. So the thing is to create trust and
talk
also
about it.
talk about it. Exactly.
All right, so everybody in the audience gets your book.
Yay!
Isn't that fun? I love it. Fantastic. So it's the Complete Idiot's Guide, and I like that. Reading body language. Thank you so much for
it's
being
my pleasure.
here. You are fantastic. And I'm not lying. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Coming up, a final word from Marie.
If you're in the Los Angeles area and you'd like to be a part of our studio audience here, because we have fun, don't we? Just call 1-818-295-2700, or you can go to hallmarkchannel.com/Marie, and we will see you very soon. Yay!